Hi, welcome back to the 14th episode of the Rendezvous series, the story of power, passion, and purpose. Today, I have with me Ruby Thapar, who is a joiner of dots. Ruby is a repetition, branding, crisis, and sustainability strategist and an executive coach. She's a skilled builder of coalitions within organizations and with external stakeholders to drive change agendas and as a facilitator of strategic ideation sessions. She has held senior communications, reputation management, and CSR roles with Dow Chemical International Private Limited, Aditya Birla Group, and Vedanta Resources. Before her corporate career, she spent time in academia and the development sector. Ruby currently serves as an independent director on the board of an NGO, is the Director Government and Corporate Affairs India at Caterpillar, and is an uncertified yoga junkie. Hi Ruby, how are you doing?
Hey, Momita, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, and thank you so much for your time for this rendezvous, the story of power, passion, and purpose.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the discussion.
So let's start the discussion with the first question that comes in my mind is when you hear these words, power, passion, and purpose, what comes in your mind?
Your invitation actually got me thinking. Maybe it's there. It's words that we use, but something that I not really pondered. So thank you for getting me to think on it. And I think these are adjectives, and most people struggle into making them adverbs. How do you convert this into action? And that's been my own journey and struggle as well. And where I stand in my life today and at the life cycle stage I am, um, I look at two lenses. Let me put principles around through which I look at these three words. And these are not mine, these are from the Bhagavad Gita. And the first one is so these three can sit in these two principles based on where you are. And there's nothing right or wrong about it. So, what is my goal of life and what is my goal in life? And my passion, purpose, and power gets defined by these two. So, one is value based, one is achievement based. My standard of life gets defined by my goal of life, and my standard in life will get defined by my achievements. So, when I keep these two principles in mind and where I am today, I've created my own definitions for this. And when I look at power, let me start with power. I think I feel power when I allow myself to be myself. And I feel absolutely powerful when that allowance is there to be who I am, obviously laced with wisdom, not being reckless, but allowing. That word allowing is gives me the choice. And for me, I'm very powerful when that allowing and choice comes into play. So that's power for me. Second is purpose. I think so purpose can be twofold. Most people, when we use the word purpose, think of some big goals in life. And for me, purpose is when I can be in this moment fully, then I'm purposeful. So I'm doing a purposeful activity, whether I'm drinking a glass of water, whether I'm Netflix binging, whether I'm cooking, whether I'm doing very serious written work, or whether I'm coaching. Am I fully in this moment gives me purpose. And I also learned there was no purpose in my life for a very long time. And then I said, why am I struggling with it? Why can't I jump onto the bandwagon of others' purpose? And this is a learning which has come in life. That there will be times in life when you don't have a purpose. Take somebody else's purpose and make your own. Go join somebody, collaborate with somebody to be part of their purpose. And the third thing is passion. I feel passion comes into play when you're aligned in mind, body, soul, and word, deed, thought. There's no conflict. Then you're very passionate about what you're doing. You don't have to infuse it. So that's how I look at the three words in action in my own life.
This is very deep, and thank you so much, Ruby, for picking up word. I really love the way you said power. When you're yourself, you feel powerful. I think that's a brilliant way of recognizing power within us. Yeah. And of course, to fall back with purpose, you spoke about being in the moment, right? And we're talking of being mindful, but everything that we do. And I completely align with you when you say, purpose did not be always very big.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's something most of us don't understand. We are doing amazingly purposeful stuff, but we don't look up to that, and
Correct.
thanks for sharing that. uh, while I have coined it power, passion, and purpose, how would you rank the three in your life?
No, I don't rank it. I was thinking, and I'm saying use it, which sometimes power can infuse passion and purpose. Sometimes purpose will infuse. So again, allow yourself to choose. Why define yourself? Why fall? I mean, these are such beautiful words, and the world exists in words. So define it the way you want to, where you are. And I think if you allow yourself, then you can say, okay, I'm going to, I'm very passionate about gardening. Feel very aligned when I'm touching mud, planting seeds when I seed grow. It gives you purpose. And because you have loved yourself every Sunday morning to indulge in it, it gives you power. So you can start actually from anywhere. And that's the beauty of these three words. They can work together, they can work in isolation, just as you would like them to work for you.
Yeah. Wow. This is a very different, nourishing, I would say, approach, since you spoke about plants. So, how have these words played a role in your life?
Honestly, so far I didn't. Like I said, I have struggled. All my life I've struggled to ask myself, why am I born? What's my purpose? Do I have to get up in the morning, go to work, come back home, cook, eat, look after the family, go to sleep? Is that the purpose of my life? And I think I'm still, so I look at all these three words as journeys rather than destinations. Because if I say they're destinations, then like we were talking about reading, at some point it gave me a purpose. But today it does not. Today, learning gives me a purpose. It could be a conversation with you. I have heard all your podcasts. They have been great learning for me. It doesn't need to come from a book. So I think if you look at it as a journey and if you let it evolve, then you will evolve. Sometimes you evolve and the three evolve. Sometimes they evolve and thus you evolve. I think after the pandemic, we needed to evolve on all of this. So circumstances can define, the choices can define just about anything. So I look at it as a journey. That's how it has played in my life. And today I'm very comfortable talking about it. Possibly if you had interviewed me some few years back, I would have said, Momita, I'm not coming to your podcast. I don't have answers.
I think very candidly put, Ruby. And yes, it is a journey. And if I think we look at it from a journey vis-a-vis a destination point of view, the entire perspective changes.
Correct. Yeah. You become a manager. You become a worker. Then you become a manager. You become a wife. Then you become a mother. Your purpose has changed. And if you can infuse it with passion and power and saying, for 2 hours I'm going to be a mother. So the other concept is we're playing so many roles in life every single day. And if you say, in this role, this is my purpose, then you're aligned and that gives you passion. And because you allow yourself to play for 2 hours, I'm going to be a mother, you're powerful as a mother. So actually, you can just about start from anywhere. It's easier. And we struggle where to start. I can imagine. So start with the role I'm playing. So for the next 2 hours, I'm going to be a manager and I need to make a tough conversation with somebody. So be a manager. Make a tough conversation and you'll be prepared for it. So use it more like an adverb, action-oriented versus an adjective to glorify or simplify it.
This is such a concrete way of putting it across. Let's get at it, okay? So, Ruby, perhaps you have been coaching, right? You would have come across people who would have spoken about passion, purpose, and there are people who still, struggle with it and, are not sure and somehow they want to know about it. So, how do you think they can unleash the passion or the purpose within them?
I think the same thing. So I usually would ask them, close your eyes and what brings smile to your face? That's your passion because you're aligned. It could be eating a good dahi vada somewhere or a gulab jamun or just watching your kid dance. It could just be anywhere. Or it could be, I know some friends who say we have no other hobbies, but we enjoy our work so much. We're totally aligned. We're in the moment. We feel very contributive and whatever it is, So I think, I think the biggest struggle is that they're all looking for big things. But actually, if you can bring them back to tangible things, then life, it suddenly becomes, you find the word, I think the other word which is very commonly used is meaning. In your life, purpose and meaning is if you can look at the smaller tasks. And I usually in my coaching would say, break it down, break it down, break it down, and then use them as building blocks for the larger purpose that you want to contribute. Like I remember coaching somebody, and she said she would like to live, the person would like to live somewhere else in another country and travel. So I said, okay, it will happen when it happens. What can you do right now to fulfill that passion versus bottle it up and feel frustrated about it? So I think if we can find to maybe do a travel blog, maybe travel within the country, maybe use your weekends to do something. I think if we can just break it down to tangible tasks, then the purpose is fueled and remains alive, but it's not dead. And the problem is that most of our purpose is dead because we're looking at the big things. And it's tough. If I want to climb Mount Everest, I have to start with small tasks of running, building my stamina, strength. I would just look at it from that activity.
Yeah. So listening to you, I get just reminded, let's not talk about it, let's do it,
Yes, kind of, absolutely. You said it.
Get into action. Yeah. That's something that perhaps we all shy away from for whatever reasons, and then we look for something else. So I think I'm enjoying this conversation, and somewhere I'm also wondering, what would you want to give your wisdom, your 2 cents to our listeners?
Actually, you said it. And one of my favorite lines is, transformation happens in action, not in awareness and thinking. And if we can do that, most of us get paralyzed. I was paralyzed for a very, very long time. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? And somewhere when I was exposed to this, and somebody wrote about purposeful living in this moment, and it was liberating for me. So transformation happens in action, not in thinking. And the problem is, in the absence of clearly defined goals, we do mundane tasks with perfection, and there is no happiness because that's not what you really want to do. So if you can bring clarity to what you're doing, that's another favorite line of mine. I don't know who's written it. And it says, clear is kind, unclear is unkind. Can you be kind to yourself? Can you get into action? Can you reward the smallest of action that you're doing and celebrate it? I think there will be purpose, there will be passion, and there will be power to you. Would be mine. That's what I would say.
Wow, this is a wow moment for me, Ruby. Very, very enriching. And I love the way you put it so simply and taking away the bigness, I'll call it the bigness of these 3 words, that it is yours and mine and how we use them. So it was wonderful talking to you today. And thank you so much for your time again, Ruby.
Thanks, Mamita. Thank you so much.
So here we are with yet another soulful conversation with Ruby. I love the way she says, be clear, bring clarity. And it could be in little things that we do. It could be in the hobbies, it could be in the work, it could be a bigger purpose, or anything that brings that happiness and smile on a face. So again, thanking each one of you for making time to listen, and keep listening and encouraging this podcast series for me. Thank you.